Good morning, all of you. I'm Dr. Pradeep Kumar, working as assistant professor in St. Peter's Engineering College, Autonomous, Hyderabad. In this session, we'll talk about the topic of batteries. Okay, from the unit third. Today's session, we are going to talk about the topic of batteries. The battery term is very well known, isn't it? It is a very well known term for us, isn't it? In our day to day life, we are using these batteries in the various electronic gadgets like mobiles, like laptops, and watches, and also we are using in the vehicles, in the field of the automobiles, isn't it? So that's why this battery term is very familiar to all of us, isn't it? The battery term is very familiar to us. What is a battery? So we know the term that is battery we are using in our daily life. Yeah. Here the question is, what is battery? What is battery? Okay. Without batteries, we cannot use the mobiles, we cannot use the laptops, we cannot run the mobile vehicles, isn't it? And so many electronic gadgets are there which are running on the batteries, isn't it? So that's why here we need to know about the batteries, because it is having the wide range of applications. It is a essential thing nowadays. It is the compulsory thing. So we need to know about the concept of the batteries here. What is the batteries? What are the construction of the batteries is there? What is the working principle of the battery? What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? How many types of the batteries are there? These things we need to know. Okay. In this topic, we are going to learn about these things. So first, the question raised, that is, what is battery? What is battery? The battery is a energy. Simply we can say it is a energy storage device. Simply we can say the battery is energy storage device. Energy storage device. The battery is a device which is used to store the energy. Which is used to store the energy, because to use in any areas, any locations, isn't it? We cannot bring the direct current to everywhere. So that's why we need a portable energy device. We need a one portable energy device, that is battery. That is battery. Battery is nothing but it's a energy storage device. The battery is a device which is used to the purpose of the storage of the electrical energy here, isn't it? Yeah, simply we can say the batteries are the energy storage devices, isn't it? And these batteries actually consist of uh, one or more cells. One or more cells to generate the electricity, to generate the electric energy from the chemical energy. Okay. Here the batteries are the batteries are the batteries are batteries are consisting of consisting of one or more electrolytic cells which can produce electric energy. Okay, the batteries are consists of one or more electrolytic cells which can produce electric energy. Okay, the batteries are consist of one or more electrolytic cells which can produce electric energy, and these batteries are actually a galvanic cell. Batteries are actually a galvanic cell. Actually, the batteries are made from the galvanic cell, which having the redox reactions, to produce the electric energy, the galvanic. Generally, the batteries are made from the galvanic cells which is having the redox reactions. That is, in the batteries or cells, here we have both the reactions, oxidation reactions and reduction reactions. Okay, so that here we have anode and we have cathode. Okay, here we have anode electrode and cathode electrode here, and the taking the redox reactions to produce the electric energy. One of the main uses of the galvanic cell is to producing the portable electrical energy. Here, one of the main uses of the galvanic cells are the producing the portable electrical energy from the chemical reactions. Okay, actually the main uses of the galvanic cell is producing the portable electrical energy from the chemical reactions. Here we have some chemical reactions which are occurring to produce the electrical energy in the galvanic cells, isn't it? This is the main use of the galvanic cell. Yeah. Here the batteries are made from a series of the cells, which produce electrical energy. That means here the batteries are the arrangement of one or more cells in the series manner to produce the electrical energy. Okay, once we can discuss the points. We need to discuss the points one more time here. Yeah, the energy storage devices, the batteries are the energy storage devices. That means the batteries are the devices which is used for the storage purpose of the energy, that is electrical energy. And the batteries are consists of one or more electrolytic cells which can produce for the electrical energy. Here the batteries are the consisting of the one or more electrolytic cells to produce the electric energy. And the next point is the galvanic cell. It is a, the battery is a nothing but it's a galvanic cell. Here where the redox reactions can take place to produce the electrical energy. And here the one of the most use of the galvanic cell is to produce the portable electric energy. One of the most useful thing of the galvanic cell is to produce the portable electrical energy from the chemical reactions, isn't it? In the cell there will be a chemical reaction so that the produce the portable electrical energy. It is one of the most use of the galvanic cell, isn't it? And these batteries are made from the arrangement of the one or more cells in a series manner, which produce the electric energy further. Okay, and if you see here the difference between the cell and battery. Yeah, the difference between the cell and battery. Here we need to check the difference between cell and battery. In the cell actually we have one electrode that is anode electrode and one cathode electrode and electrolytic solution, isn't it? In the cell we have one anode electrode, one cathode electrode and electrolytic solution. But in the case of the battery it is a series of the cells, isn't it? The batteries are series of the cells. That means here we have more number of cells are there. So that we have two or more anode electrodes and two or more cathode electrodes, isn't it? That means if you check here, a cell is consisting of one anode electrode and one cathode electrode. Is it clear? Cell is consisting of one anode electrode, one cathode electrode. But a battery consists of more number of anodes and more number of cathode electrodes. Is it clear, all of you? That what is the difference between the cell and battery? Cell is consisting of only one anode electrode, one cathode electrode and electrolytic solution. But in the case of the battery, a series of the cells are there. So that's why here we have more anodes and more cathode electrodes. isn't it? This is the difference between the cell and battery. This is the difference between the cell and battery. Okay. Next, what are the requirements of a battery? Requirements of a battery. It should have the some requirements. The batteries should have the some requirements to be act as a good battery. Okay, it should have some requirements to act as a good battery. We will discuss what are they. Okay, yeah. The first point, the batteries, it should have the lightweight. It should have the light. It should have the lightweight and compact style and compact. It should have the lightweight and compact to easy transport. Isn't it? The batteries should have the lightweight and compact style to easy transportation. Okay, and these batteries also should have the good life. It should also have the good life both in being used and not in use. Okay, being used and also not in use, these batteries should have the a good life. Okay, and the next one is, these batteries while using, it should not have the fluctuations, the voltage fluctuations in appreciable ranges. Okay, that means here these batteries should not have much more fluctuations while we are using the gadgets or electronic things, or it may be vehicles, whatever it may be. If we have the more fluctuations, what happens? If we have the more fluctuations from the battery when we are using the things or electronic gadgets, or go bad, isn't it? It affects the other gadgets. The battery, if we have the too much of so many fluctuations in the batteries while we are using the things or electronic gadgets or whatever it may be, it can go bad, isn't it? It is not a wanted character, isn't it? It is a unwanted characteristic of a good battery. Okay, and that means here what we discussed, the voltage fluctuations. We don't need actually voltage fluctuations. Don't need voltage fluctuation. So it should not have the voltage fluctuations. Okay, and also finally we have one more requirement, that these batteries should work in the wide range of temperatures. Okay, whatever it may be, cool condition, it may be somewhat hot temperatures, it should work. It is one of the requirement for a good battery. Temperature variable. It should work in the different temperature conditions, isn't it? So these are the requirements of a battery. Okay, here it should have the lightweight and compact model to easy transport, and it should have the good life while it is being used or not in use. Okay, and here the voltage fluctuations, while we using the batteries, it should not have the more fluctuations in the voltage, isn't it? Yeah, it is a one of the requirement for a good battery. And finally we have the temperature variable batteries. Okay, we need actually temperature variable batteries. Somehow we have the cool countries are there and hot countries are there, isn't it? So in the both the conditions it should work. So these are the some of the requirements of a good battery. Okay, and next we will check the types of the batteries. Here how many types of the batteries are there, what are they? Okay, here we have two types of batteries are there, or we can say cells. Okay, two types of the batteries or cells are there, and the first one is primary battery. Primary batteries, or we can say primary cells, and second one is the secondary batteries, or we can say secondary cells. Okay, here we have two types of the batteries. The first one is primary batteries, or we can say primary cells, and second one is secondary batteries, or we can say secondary cells. Okay, yeah, we will check one by one in detail. Yeah, first primary batteries. Okay, first we will discuss about the primary batteries. First one is primary batteries. Or we can also call as primary cells. Okay, what are the primary batteries? What are the primary cells? Yeah, these primary batteries or primary cells are actually these electrode reactions, which are present in the primary batteries or primary cells are not reversible, by passing the external electricity. Okay, these primary batteries and primary cells are having the electrode reactions which are not reversible, which are not reverse when by passing the external electricity through it. That means these reactions are done only once. The reactions are only once. Okay, these reactions are cannot reversible actually. That means once if we use the battery, it becomes dead. Once if we use the battery, it becomes dead, isn't it? That is, these type of the batteries are not rechargeable. Okay, these primary batteries or primary cells are actually having the electrode reactions which are not reversible by passing an external current or electricity through the batteries, isn't it? There is no reversible reactions. It is the reactions can occur only once. So that's why these type of batteries, if we use once, this becomes dead. So that's why these batteries are not rechargeable batteries. It is not rechargeable batteries. The primary batteries are not rechargeable batteries. And here in the most of the primary batteries or most of the primary cells, here we are using electrolyte as a solid. It is most of the primary batteries we are using the polymer, the solid polymer we are using here as an electrolyte. So that's why these primary batteries or cells also called as dry batteries. We can also call as dry batteries. We can also call as dry batteries. Okay, and here we have the examples for the primary batteries or cells, or examples if you take here lithium primary battery, lithium primary batteries, and here we have mercury primary battery. Mercury primary battery. These are the examples for the primary batteries or cells. These are the examples for the primary batteries or cells. Okay, and coming to the second one, second type of batteries, that is secondary batteries. The second one is secondary batteries. I will discuss about the secondary batteries. The second one is, we can say, secondary batteries, or we can say secondary cells. Secondary cells. Now, in the case of the secondary batteries, actually the electrode reactions or the electrode reactions are reversible reactions. Reversible reactions by passing an external electricity. Yeah, here the secondary batteries or secondary cells are actually having the electrode reactions which are reversible reactions, which can reverse the reactions by applying or by passing the electricity through the battery. If we pass the external direct electricity current through the secondary batteries, those electrode reactions can reversible, isn't it? Those electrode reactions can reversible. The consuming of the power from the battery is discharge. Okay, after total discharge, there is no energy in the battery, isn't it? If we finish the total energy of the battery, what happens? It is totally discharged, isn't it? Then after that, if we apply the external current, external electricity in the opposite direction of the during the discharge process in the batteries, that is known as charging. That is known as charging. Okay, here if we apply the external electricity, what happens here? The battery will be charged. The battery will be charged, isn't it? So these batteries are chargeable batteries. These batteries are chargeable batteries, isn't it? These batteries, the secondary batteries or secondary cells are chargeable batteries. So we can charge this type of batteries. In the mobile phones and laptops, we are using this type of chargeable batteries, isn't it? In the case of the wall clocks, watches, we are using primary batteries, because once if we consume total energy from that battery, it becomes dead, isn't it? We cannot charge the those primary batteries. But in the case of the secondary batteries or secondary cells, we can charge the batteries. We can give the energy by an external electricity. So the reactions can reverse. The reactions can reverse. Which reactions? During the discharge, we have the reactions, isn't it? So that reactions can reverse to gain the energy, to charge the energy of the battery. So that these secondary batteries and secondary cells are also known as chargeable batteries, isn't it? And this is also called as storage batteries. This is also called as storage batteries. Storage batteries or accumulators. Accumulators. Okay. These secondary batteries or secondary cells are also known as storage batteries or accumulators. Okay. Yeah. We have some examples for the secondary batteries and secondary cells. That is lead acid storage battery. Storage batteries. These are the batteries actually we are using in the automobile field, that is in the vehicles. Okay. And next one is lithium ion batteries. Lithium ion batteries also secondary batteries or secondary cells. And nickel cadmium batteries. These are the examples for the secondary batteries or secondary cells. Okay. Yeah. This is a discussion about the secondary batteries or secondary cells. Here these secondary batteries or secondary cells are actually having the electrode reactions which are reversible by passing an external energy through the battery. What happens when we apply the external energy through the battery? The reactions can reverse, isn't it? Whatever the reactions are there during the discharge, then while we are charging, then that reactions can reverse. That means the energy gaining process can take place in these secondary batteries or secondary cells. So that's why these batteries are also called as chargeable batteries. And these secondary batteries and secondary cells are also called as storage cells or accumulators. Okay. And if you take the examples, lead acid storage batteries are there, and lithium ion batteries are there, and nickel cadmium batteries also is there. Okay. This is the discussion about the batteries. Okay. What is the battery? Here in this session we have been learned about the what is the battery. Okay. And what are the characteristics for a good battery? What are the requirements of the good battery, isn't it? What are the types of the batteries? The primary batteries, secondary batteries, isn't it? These things we have learned from this session. In the next class we'll discuss another topic. Okay, see you.